Hi guys, I'm Gordon.
And I'm Alice.
And we're roaming with the Ramseys. Today we're talking about RV living in the wintertime. First question you have, why are you RV living in the winter? Hook up and go south.
Well, sometimes you just have to.
We've been in Kanab, Utah for the last 3.5 months. Climate's kind of moderate for a winter location, but that means sometimes single digits overnight, but predominantly teens overnight, mid 40s, low 50s during the day, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, lots of sun that will help keep things warm too.
And you don't have to do a whole lot to get your trailer ready for a winter like this. It's very affordable, very economical, and we're going to give you some great tips to be prepared. Ours is a brand new RV. It's a 2020 Keystone Alpine. It has the Polar package on it, dual pane windows, heated water tanks, and a heated underbelly. So it's pretty well set up for winter living.
Right.
So our biggest concern was the water. Water coming in, liquids going out, because you don't want a problem with that.
Yeah, frozen wines, not
No
a good thing.
And it definitely gets cold enough here that protecting the water source is important. The RV resort that we're at right now puts out flyers for all their new campers with regards to the water source and turning it off at night if they don't have a way of heating it, and letting them know that any water source that's not turned off at night, if it has a failure overnight because of neglect of the camper's part, will be at the camper's expense. So we considered that, and we made sure that when we were preparing our trailer, not only did we prepare the water coming in, but we also prepared the water source.
Right, yeah. Protect the campground's equipment.
Correct. So we used a water hose and heat tape. We bought a long enough heat tape to cover the water hose and to wrap around the water source all the way down to the base of the pipe to make sure that that pipe and that water source wouldn't freeze overnight.
Boy, was that a chore.
It was easy though, guys. It's real easy and it's cheap. Now, other options that you may have are the RV water hoses, the heated water hoses, hoses you already buy that are heated. And those are fine. They're a little pricey from what I understand. I looked at some earlier today on Amazon, and they're anywhere from $90 to $200 depending on the manufacturer and the length.
Right.
Now, we were able to buy a 10-foot hose because that's all we needed was a 10-foot hose, and I believe we went with a 20-foot heat tape, and that was because we wanted to wrap the length of the hose, go around the water source, down the post, and then secure it there. It's a beautiful wet bay, especially the way I have it set up for winter. As you can see, we did a do-it-yourself hose. So we took heat tape and an RV water hose, ran the heat tape on the water hose, wrapped it in insulation, and then secured it with zip ties and electrical tape. Now we also provided insulation and heat tape on the water source to protect the water source as well, so we didn't have to turn it off. Now if you take a look over here, what you're going to see is with these kind of systems, there's about a 4-inch hole that comes up. Now I filled that hole with insulation around my heated hose coming into the compartment. On the side right here, what I've done is I used a hole saw and I drilled a hole because I wanted to move my water softener and my inline water filter inside my heated compartment. So my water supply line comes in, goes to my water filter, to my water softener, and then comes out of my water softener and goes back through the wall into the wet bay to supply water for the trailer. So I have one hose coming from the water source that provides water for the whole thing, and all of my water components are protected. And this entire system, heat tape, hose, and insulation, all costs about $80. Much cheaper than if you bought just a heated hose. And when you buy just a heated hose, all you get is a heated hose. You don't get a heated water source. So now that we showed you how we've been managing living in the winter, let's talk about some other options that you have depending on your circumstances. Things that we considered but decided probably just weren't right for us at the time.
Right, financially that is.
Right.
Is the skirting. There's different types of skirting that you can consider. One of them is that vinyl pre-made, snap-on stuff that you can order. Company comes out, measures it all up. Or
rigid foam insulation. A lot of people do it, and it's not extremely expensive, and it's a do-it-yourself kind of project, but I priced it, and it was probably going to be about $250 for us to do it. So we felt that the better way to spend our money was to just invest in some propane.
Right.
Because we probably spend less than $250 in propane over the 2.5 months that we were going to be dealing with cold weather.
Right.
So we rely heavily on propane for our heat. We use on average 10-13 gallons of propane a week, which is not bad considering the temperatures outside. Now, we get a lot of benefits from using the propane heat. Part of it is just heat in the trailer, but it's also heat for our underbelly and our storage area, which keeps all of our lines from freezing up.
Mm-hmm.
We use our heated tanks no matter what, because that also helps keep the underneath of our trailer warm.
Right.
Now, we have thermometers placed throughout the trailer, and we have a thermometer in our storage compartment, which usually runs about 10 degrees cooler than our living space. So when we have our heater in the main compartment of the trailer set to 67, 68 degrees, our underneath storage area is in the 50s.
Yeah, right now it's about 57. I think another good source is that we do have the electric fireplace. That is really nice. We just turn on that fireplace in the morning and the evening. Works great.
And it helps keep us from using so much propane at the same time.
It's just a nice little supplemental there. We also have a couple of little space heaters that we have put throughout the place, and we use them when we need to on those really exceptional cold nights or whatever, if we need to use that. We don't use those daily.
No.
I think the best source of warmth that we use here in Utah is the sunshine.
Let the sun shine.
Because we have so much sun here, we just open the blinds up during the day, and it's nothing for us to come home and the trailer be like 73 degrees in here, nice and warm, just from the daylight. So that's another good source to use.
Right. Usually when we leave, we turn the heat down, the propane heat down, and open up the blinds on the sun side of the trailer, and you can tell that the heater's not been coming on because it's way warmer in here than what the heat's set for.
Yeah.
So if you got anything out of this video, make sure you hit the like button. It helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit the bell so you'll get notifications every time we upload new content. We're getting ready to start traveling. We're going to be uploading a lot of content.
Right? It's going to be so much fun.
Right. And if you have any kind of suggestions or tips on how you have heated your RV or how you've prepared for wintering in an RV, leave us a comment below and let us know what you did.
Because that doesn't only help us out, but it helps out everybody who reads these comments of ideas of what they can do to get them prepared for winter also.
Absolutely.